Odberg views direct seeding as the foundation for applying nitrogen at a variable rate. He relies on a no-till drill, which he has adapted to use with a liquid anhydrous fertilizer delivery system.
My name is Odberg. I'm a fourth-generation farmer, Genesee, Idaho. Farm 2,200 acres in a rainfall area of 22 inches. Have a 3-year crop rotation, winter wheat, pulses, and spring grain. We are currently getting a 4th leg into that rotation with canola. 8 years ago, I purchased a fertilizer system for my no-till drill. It's an anhydrous delivery system. One of his main selling points with the system is a reduction of nitrogen.
Acting on advice from Guy Swanson of REACCH Global Systems, Eric got started by purchasing a yield monitor to understand where his application of nitrogen was having the most impact and where it wasn't. The NRCS Conservation Stewardship Program helped to defray the cost.
And immediately that first harvest, I could see that the hilltops were only yielding about 50 bushel, and our draw bottoms were 150, and it just really made sense to me that we were way over fertilizing the hilltops and maybe under fertilizing the draw bottoms, and that variable rate really made sense and could be easily attained.
Eric's next step was to purchase a fertilizer controller that would allow him to plug in application rate data based on yield maps. Because Eric doesn't consider himself to be particularly tech-savvy, he worked with precision agriculture consultant Dave Barton to develop his prescription maps. Eric explains his equipment.
This is my John Deere 1895 no-till drill. It has separate fertilizer placement on it. It's a true one-pass no-till drill. Single disc. This is an anhydrous fertilizer delivery system. It takes an anhydrous ammonia, which is a liquid and a gas, pressurized tank, takes it in here to a pump and it increases the pressure from the tank pressure. Most anhydrous delivery systems are pressure reducing. So it reduces the pressure that's in the tank. This increases the pressure. So it takes that gas and liquid and it turns it so it's pure liquid. And then it comes out as liquid out of the injection points of the discs that are going into the ground. It's keeping it as liquid so it's not gassing off and going into the atmosphere.
Eric has found that applying nitrogen in liquid form reduced problems he had encountered using a regular, non-pressurized anhydrous ammonia system.
I went with anhydrous because it was the cheapest form of fertilizer, and then I have everything else is liquid. The phosphate and sulfur are liquid. And with the traditional system that I had on here, I was gassing a lot. With anhydrous ammonia in the hard and dry conditions, and then cold wet springs, since it was a gas and a liquid, it was causing the discs to freeze up from the cold gas next to the blades, and so it was causing plugging problems.
Eric modified his no-till drill to work with his variable rate fertilizer delivery system based on the soil and weather conditions on his farm. He shares some tips about equipment based on his experience.
One of the key things is having the closing wheel right behind where it comes out. So if there is any gassing, it seals it right back. This puts the soil right over it. Because once that liquid nitrogen gets atmospheric exposure, then it wants to go back to a gas. And so you want to keep it in the soil, and you want it soil cover it up quickly. I was breaking a lot of parts, a lot of discs and hubs in the hard and dry conditions, and Guy Swanson also said he could help me solve that problem. He built bigger and more heavy-duty hubs for the single discs on it. I have Keaton seed firmers, and I have Exact closing wheels. Both are technologies or aftermarket products that I read about, looked at in no-till publications that look like would improve the drill. I've looked for solutions to make it better, make it work, instead of just trying something and not liking it and moving on to something else that may not work.